Hey, busy mama. So I am sorry. I tried to go live a few minutes ago and Facebook was not agreeing with me. So I had this live training set for 12:15 and I'm a few minutes late because I had to reboot everything and try again. Sometimes Facebook just doesn't like me and I have to start again. So anyways, I am so glad that you decided to join me today. So anyone here live, say hello. It's great to see you. I'm so excited to share this content with you. So I know as busy mamas that we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but I still want to give you guys some great and easy tips to action today. All right, so happy Wellness Wednesday and happy spring. It's officially spring, though there's still snow on the ground where I am, but the sun is shining too, so that's definitely a bonus. So March is Nutrition Month, and the theme in Canada this year is unlock the potential of food. So today I want to spend a bit of time focusing on the potential to fuel, or specifically staying energized by planning nutritious snacks into your day. So that's what I'm going to cover, so stay tuned because I'm going to give you 5 tips to keep you energized. Alright, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kathy Richards, entrepreneur, otherwise known as your Energized RD. And I've been a registered dietitian for over 17 years, and I've been so fortunate to help thousands of people improve their health and lifestyle. And now it's your turn, busy mama. You're that busy, full-time working mama with multiple kids and no time for yourself, and I'm here to help you get energized. So stay tuned because I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you keep your energy up throughout the day. Alright, so if you're watching live, give me a comment below. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. So if you're watching live, put the city that you're tuning in from in the comments, and if you're watching the replay, you can put that in as well. I'd love to give a shout out and see where people are tuning in from. Alright, so yes, snacks in the right portion size can be part of a healthy eating pattern. So almost 50% of Canadians say that eating a balanced diet is challenging for them because they're so busy. So that's where snacking comes in. That's where people skip meals, and then close to 30% say they snack during the day to help keep them fueled. Okay, so stay tuned because I'm going to share with you those 5 tips for healthy snacks. So for the busy mama, I want you to think of snacks as kind of mini meals that offer some nutritional value and an energy boost. So that's the key. We want to pick snacks that are going to boost our energy and keep us going. So think of like an apple with nut butter or a fruit with some cheese. Those are things versus those treats. So you might think of the treats that come, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you want to reach for that cookie. That's not something that's going to give you energy long term. Plus, if there's lots of cravings happening throughout the day, that means we've got to adjust something else in your Energized Life plan and fix something else to tweak it to help with those cravings. So that's more than I'm going to cover today, but I want you to know if you're getting a lot of cravings, there's definitely something else going on that we need to adjust. Alright, so I'm going to start out and I'm going to give you the 5 tips. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below and I'd love to come back and answer those. So tip number 1, this is a big one for a lot of my clients, is plan ahead. Alright, so if you don't have things on hand, it's going to be hard to make that healthy choice at the time. So what I get my clients to do is they actually have like a little snack pack. So on Sunday, when they're getting ready for the week or getting meals ready or when they're going grocery shopping on the weekend, they'll think about how many days am I going to be at work this week? Okay, I'm going to work 4 days this week, so I'm going to need snacks for 4 days. So that might look like 4 fruits, some protein portions, and then they kind of divide that up and have that ready. If you want to incorporate vegetables as a snack, but that takes a lot of time, you can buy like a pre-prepped veggie tray and have that on hand, and that can be an easy way to incorporate more vegetables into your day. So I have some clients that even take like that little veggie tray to work and they leave it there, and then that's easier. So if we plan ahead, number 1 is plan ahead, then it's going to be easier to make that healthy choice in that moment when you feel like you need to have that snack to keep you energized. Alright, so number 1 is plan ahead. Number 2, I want you to be aware of portion sizes. So don't eat out of a bag, don't eat out of a box, because then we're not aware of how much we're eating. So you may want to pre-portion things that you're going to take. So you may want to have a bowl that you eat in. For nuts, a portion size is 1/4 cup. So I have this nifty little almond container. It's the size of like an Altoid, like a breath mint container. But I also, at home, I have these pre-portioned, usually with nuts, and this is a little Ziploc container. It has a line on it that shows 1/4 cup, so this container itself would hold 1/2 cup as a portion. And I, you know, if I'm really organized, I might get these all packed for the week. Obviously it's empty today because I didn't organize myself yesterday, but then you can have them stocked up and go, or they can go in your snack pack, and then that goes right with you to work, and that's super easy. All right, so it's hard for us to have the awareness of how much we're eating unless we're picking to eat out of some kind of smaller vessel versus eating out of the container. All right, so number 2 is be aware of portion sizes, and number 1 was plan ahead. All right, and then number 3, and this one is super important, is listening to your hunger cues. So there's a technique that I teach in my programs that helps people identify what type of hunger they're feeling. Okay, so I'm going to share that with you. It's a great technique to start to implement to touch base and see if it's really hunger that you're experiencing. All right, so there's 3 different types of hunger. So there's stomach hunger. So think about stomach hunger like it's a physical response. So you've got like rumbling in your tummy, you might have a headache, you might feel lightheaded, you might feel angry. Some people feel angry when they're hungry. And it's been 3-4 hours since you've eaten, so your body is going to give you that feedback that it's time for you to eat again. And that's stomach hunger. So you would check in, okay, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? Oh, it's been 3 hours since I've eaten. Probably a good time for me to eat. But you're eating because you know that you're hungry. So stomach hunger is one type. The next type is mouth hunger. So an example of that could be you're at the office, you go in the lunchroom to get something to drink, you walk in, there's a box of donuts there, and then you think, oh, I'd love to have a donut. Or you're out walking with the kids and you walk by a bakery. You weren't going out to get something at the bakery, but it smells good, so then it takes you in. So that mouth hunger is when a craving comes, and it might be just that something presents itself. And I want you to check in that moment and see, like, are you truly hungry, or is it because that food is present that you're looking to pick that food? All right, so we've got stomach hunger and mouth hunger. Another type of hunger that you can identify when you're doing this exercise is heart hunger. So heart hunger is eating for an emotional reason, okay? So you're not necessarily experiencing that physical hunger, but you're having the emotional response to something, and you want to eat as your response to that. So those are 3 types of hunger. So you can start with that quick technique, and you can just check in when it's time to eat and ask yourself, why am I eating? Okay. Another technique that you can use is something called the HALT technique. So if you think of HALT like as in stop, the H would be like checking in, am I hungry? A would be, am I angry? L could be, I'm lonely. And T could be, I'm tired. So that's just another technique to help you kind of stop in that moment, check in with yourself. Okay, how am I feeling? Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. And if it's one of those and there's something else you can do to address that, then you can avoid eating when it's not really because of true hunger cues. All right, so number 3 was listen to your hunger cues. Number 2, remember to be aware of those portion sizes. And number 1 is plan ahead, and that's key. You've got to plan ahead. All right, so number 4 is skip distracted snacking. So if you're eating when you're doing another activity, drop me a 4 in the comments. I'd love to know who's eating while they do something else. We might think of it as multitasking. And I have to say, when I ask this question in my groups, almost everybody, and me included, we raise our hands because we live in a society where we're always trying to get so many things done and focus on other things. But what we know through research is if we're not focusing on that task at hand, our body can't give us the feedback that we're full. So then that sets us up for a recipe for overeating, right? So I want you to think about your snacking. And I had a client in yesterday, and that was, you know, happening, she likes to eat, kind of work through her anxiety while she's typing at her computer at work. So she tends to have a bag of something beside her, and she just kind of eats and works all day. That's distracted snacking. So for her, the idea was to be aware of portion sizes, and she's actually going to take that snack and move her snack choices into the kitchen at work. And that's a way for her to stop that distracted snacking, because if she wants to have a snack, she has to go and take that break. And that break is always good for us, busy mama. If we have to stop one thing to do something else, it's always a good way to take up that pause or that break during our day. Hey, Teresa. So skip distracted snacking. That's number 4. Number 3 was listen to hunger cues. Number 2 is be aware of portion sizes. And number 1 is plan ahead. Okay, so I want you to keep those 4 things in mind. Number 5 for staying energized throughout the day is to snack on vegetables. So half of Canadians don't eat enough vegetables and fruit, and snacks are a great way to add some extra servings of vegetables or fruit to your day. All right, because the first thing we tend to put on our plate, even at a meal, we'll eat the most of. So if you're snacking, maybe start with vegetables, get those in, bump up that quantity, get those nutrient boosting, get the antioxidants, feel good with that, and then add something else to that snack. All right, so number 5, snack on vegetables. Number 4, skip distracted snacking. So be aware of what you're doing. Number 3, check in with those hunger cues. Is it stomach hunger, mouth hunger, heart hunger? Halt, like what am I feeling? Am I really hungry? Number 2, be aware of those portion sizes. And number 1, plan ahead. So that is key. You've got to plan ahead. All right, so I want you guys to comment below. I want to know what your favorite snack is and what you like to go to in the day. All right, so, and what is a healthy snack and how often should we snack? And that's going to depend on your eating pattern. I'm just going to pull some of my notes down. I want to make sure I don't miss anything in this little training that I'm doing for you guys. So what's a healthy snack? A healthy snack usually has a protein and a fat with some kind of carbohydrate. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So if you're having a snack, let's say you're trying to increase your fruit intake. So I've got my clementine here. If I'm having this, then I might want to pair it with a portion of nuts as a way to get that protein and that fat with that fruit. That will help the energy stay with me longer. There's, you know, a bit more to it with balancing. But if you're looking for a healthy snack, you want to think of a vegetable or a fruit and then some kind of protein and fat. So it could be nuts. And like I said, I pre-portion them usually in this container, and it would give me 2 snacks for the day or 2 for a couple days. You could pick cheese to give you some protein and some fat, and this is a portion size. So it's like 2 fingers, or it could be like a cheese string. As a busy mama, a cheese string or Baby Bell might be something to grab when you have that fruit. You could do almond butter or some kind of a nut butter with your fruit. Greek yogurt with a fruit, because the Greek yogurt's got more protein, or skyr if you've had that on hand. That's even higher in protein as a yogurt option. You could pair that with a fruit. You could even do like a toast with nut butter as a way to get that fat and that protein and that carbohydrate together. All right, busy mamas, so snacks throughout the day, keep us energized. Think about them like mini meals, because a lot of us don't have time to sit and stop and eat a regular meal. But we can do kind of mini meals throughout the day, and that can keep our energy more consistent, and it all comes back to having consistent energy through the day, because none of us have time to be tired. So just to recap, so those 5 tips for snacking. 1, plan ahead. So think about your week. Do you like that snack pack idea, and bring your snacks to work for the week? Or if you're at home, that's fine. Plan your snacks and portion them out. I find people that work from home, it's even harder to stay on track because the food's available. So if you kind of pack your lunch as if you're packing it to go to work, sometimes it's easier. Be aware of portion sizes, okay? So I want you guys to eat out of containers that you've put your snacks in, instead of eating out of that box or that bag, because that's the way that the portions can increase. Listen to hunger cues. So take a minute and stop. Halt. Think about, is it stomach hunger, mouth hunger, heart hunger? Am I hungry, angry, lonely, tired? Those are all reasons that we might want to eat, but I want you to check in with yourself and make sure that it's true hunger. And number 4 was stop distracted snacking. So if we're eating while we're working or doing something else, and I admit, I put my hand up when I ask my group, because I'll often do charting or do, content creation while I'm trying to eat my lunch, and then I go back to eat the rest and it's not there. So it's that distracted eating, that distracted snacking. The body's not able to give us that feedback that we're finished. So we should be doing one thing at a time, and taking 5 minutes to have that healthy snack is going to do so much more to keep your energy consistent throughout the day, busy mama. And number 5 was snack on vegetables. Okay, so you want to plan ahead, beware of portion sizes, listen to hunger cues, skip distracted snacking, and snack on vegetables. Okay, so that's it. I want to keep this training quick because I know busy mamas don't have a lot of time in their day, so I want to give you some quick actionable steps there. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to come back and answer them. I'm going to leave this training video up for the next 24 hours because I know I have some people where it's midnight now where they are and they're wanting to see it, so I'll leave it up for them to take a look, and then it's going to come down. So take a look and review it now so you get the information. And to celebrate Nutrition Month, I'm sharing 15 quick and easy recipes with you. So if you want those, above this video in the description, I've included that link, bit.ly /fuel recipes. Okay, so there's 15 different recipes there. They're all quick, they're all pretty easy to give you some more energy to get through the day and give you some different ideas. All right, so like I said, if you have any questions, put them below, and I will see you guys soon. And thanks so much for joining me for this Nutrition Month training. Bye.